Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. This is super exciting. It's been about 4 weeks since we've had a chance to get together with the Terareum team. I've got them all waiting in the background. We're anticipating just some great updates. Looks like we've already got quite a few people in the stream and in the chat. So if you guys do me a favor and just hit that like button, you can share it out on your social medias and we'll load this up and let me bring in the team.
Hey guys.
There's quite a few folks. I think I've got one more. There we go.
It's a full house.
It is a full house, you guys. This is super exciting. So I can see the chat's already starting to go crazy, and I do have the chat on they call it slow mode because when we got as many people as we did last time, it was almost impossible to even read it for me because it's moving so quickly. But people, if you want to drop your questions, we are going to have a Q&A at the end, but there's a lot of updates from the team that we'll be discussing first. And yeah, already some comments that Dr. Ramana got himself cleaned up, got a fresh do. Yes. Exciting. So the other thing is I'm going to ask everybody in the chat, if you please don't spam the comments. If you have a question, just ask it once. Austin's going to be watching the questions for me there too. And we'll try to bring those questions toward the end. I'll give you guys like a, hey, we're going to take questions now. Let's go ahead and post your questions, and we'll do the best we can to get as many of them out as we possibly can. So team, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. You look pretty busy.
It is. Everything is going great. Our office is getting ready. I think we should be done in the next 5 to 10 days time. And apart from that, the Terrapool platform by itself, we had an opportunity to give a sneak peek look into the platform by itself. So everything is going great. Yeah.
That's great. I'm going to pull that office up here in a while, and you can kind of walk us through what all they're having to do. Was that a new construction, or was it a building you're taking over?
It was a new constructed site. We are customizing the building for our utility, which we have the server base and team members on board over here for the function. So we need to make a couple of changes because, as you know, the servers take a lot of technical aspects to be covered. And since it's going to be a very high secured zone, we went on with the fact that having the building by itself in full, just for the security aspect of it, just like any bank would do.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that too a little bit deeper. When I pull the pictures, you can kind of show us what they're working on and what they're doing. But sure. I think the big hot topic for this at the opening here was a follow-up from last time and the Binance situation. You guys have sent me 3 slides, and I want to pull those up. And then Milton, if you want to walk us through those slides, and we'll get your take on this. So let me bring this full screen. Are you guys seeing that okay? I think yeah, okay. So I've got it. Milton, take it away.
Yeah, so guys, everybody is aware of the Binance situation, what happened with the entire platform by itself. So the thing is, we went ahead, we did all the security checks necessary. And we went ahead, we completed the payment with Binance. And as you know, the listing date and the listing time was provided to us. We waited for the listing to happen, but unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. But we are in touch with Binance right now. As you can see, we're going to present you the transaction hash and a couple of other things related to the Binance issue. So, Dean, can you move it to the transaction hash, please?
Yeah.
Mr. Dean, yeah.
Oh, so let me go back to that last one.
Sure.
Real quick. So this is, as I see it, this is just displaying that this is Dr. Praveen's Binance account. This is where the transaction took place.
Correct.
Originated.
Okay. And then
So
this
Praveen,
is
now
the
could you
actual
explain a little
transaction.
bit more?
Yeah, that is my Binance.us account, and that is the account from which the payment was originated.
Okay. And then this is the transaction itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a transaction hash.
I think the StreamYard aspect of it is covering.
Yeah. Let me,
covering
I'm going to have to take that down real quick. Okay. Let me pull that back. Okay, that's better. So that shows the actual transaction, 180,000.
Right. And there's a transaction hash with the arrow, and anybody is welcome to, put it into the Binance Smart Chain Etherscan and look it up, and they have all the details, all the flow of funds, and we've been as transparent as we could regarding the event.
Okay.
So guys, at the end of the day, Praveen has taken the liability of that funds, and Praveen is backing us up, providing the community back with that $180,000, which we spent. It was a team decision. We went ahead with that. Praveen is bearing the loss that has happened for the Binance by itself. And one more thing to be making it very clear on the Binance issue was we have approached Binance and we are talking to them. But at the end of the day, Binance is not going to say, yes, their platform was hacked. We need to be on a bright, practical side of this. And they're not going to say that their email IDs were hacked at any point. So the limitation of information that we are getting from them is very limited. But at the end of the day, if we don't get the proper response from them, we would be taking it on a legal aspect as well, because it's not about the funds, it's about the security aspect that they carry on board. It's from listings at Binance.com. We did all the KYC checks, 1, 2, 3, and once it was a green light for us, we moved forward. So that is all with Binance, I could say, because the rest of the
can I ask you a question? Oh, go ahead, Praveen, and then I'll ask a question.
I just think it's more safe for the space, the crypto space in general, that there is follow up on this and we come forward with it, because it's dangerous. We're one project. It probably happened to other projects, and it's going to happen to future projects. So we want to prevent. It's a major loss that I'm taking.
That is a huge loss.
I even stated in the AMA last month that I would bear the loss because it came from my account directly, and also because I don't want the investor to pay the, my fault. So again, moving forward, we just want to put this behind us, but I made 3 attempts, one through email, one through direct messaging, and one through LinkedIn, and just to contact anybody in Binance.us. But as of now, they want it's like calling out Google or Apple or Meta on something that they did wrong, or something that they were at fault at. So we're just trying to be transparent to the community. That's why I forwarded my transaction hash, and you can follow the funds. But we really want to move forward from this event, and we want to talk about Terra.
Yeah, well, and we'll definitely we'll break into that. I do want to ask one question about the official statement. You mentioned in there that you've taken measures or you've created some policies to prevent this happening in the future. And, I know when you're forming a new team, there's a lot of team dynamics that the roles aren't always very defined. So what steps do you feel like you've put in place to prevent? I think the communication was one of the more frustrating things for people. What happened with Binance was one issue, but the communication kind of became a separate issue.
Yeah.
Well, we were at a loss in terms of, we did successfully We did successfully list on 8 out of 9 as of today exchanges,
Excellent.
and we followed the same processes of checking, Telegram, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, validating, revalidating, and we are forming. After this event, we've formed the policy changes. Basically, Milton probably will go through it. Is the number one is the verification of email, verification through Zoom call, verification with Zoom call with the camera on is important because a lot of people try to hide their faces. They face the cameras to the sun, so their faces are obscured. But I'll let
Yeah.
So, guys, see, the thing is, as Dr. Praveen said, we are listed in over 8 exchanges right now. We are following the same protocol with all the exchanges. When we received the information from Binance, we were excited as any holder on board. So we processed the same kind of verification with them. We did our ABCs with them. We did the entire checks with them, and everything came clean because because the email is from listings at binance.us. So if you get an email from Terareum calling Milton at Terareum.com or Praveen at Terareum.com, that means Terareum is trying to establish a communication, right? So the fault here or the mistake here which has happened is from the Binance side, because they should be the ones who are looking into this matter in detail, because they cannot leave their email IDs for use on such accordance at any point, because we just act on the basis of what information we get, and we did our KYCs, and at the last minute our entire Telegram chat got deleted. And the reason for making the post was because we wanted the community to react to it, because until now I don't see that, because it's just been a questioning point for us. We have provided the hash right now, everything. It would be a good thing, because see, we are not here to take defeat on the Binance listing. We are a 9,000 plus holder community. I think we should raise our voice, because we're not going to back down at the end of the day. We are a centralized exchange by ourselves, and a very good one, which is going to be. So I think we should raise our voice as well and notify Binance what has happened, because we have established as much as communication as we can from our side. All the information here are present. I can pass more email details if you want to regarding the entire chat. More Telegram chats at the end of the day, and let's take it that way, because what has to happen will happen at the end of the day, right? So let's put forth the thought process and get the things on board.
Austin?
Yeah, I just have just a couple. I know we want to move on from this, and I guess the one thing that I think needs to be addressed from at least my community is they keep saying lawsuit, like you guys are filing a lawsuit, and it's like, this is not. I just want to make it clear from you guys, like you guys aren't filing a lawsuit with Binance, right? I mean, because that seems to be circulating, is that this lawsuit? And I just want to clear that up.
We are looking into a legal aspect of it, right? See, because it's not $10, it's not $20, it's $180,000, and it happened through their channel, through their medium, right? Because tomorrow, being a centralized exchange by ourselves, if somebody scams our portal using the things, who should be held liable at the end of the day? Terareum, right? We should be held liable. The same way applies to Binance as well. It happened through their portal, and justice is the same for all. It should be applied to them as well.
Okay. And then the next thing is the question is how come
the aspect is we are establishing communication with Binance not only on this medium as well as on our centralized exchange medium as well. So at the end of the day, this matter is going to come to light through their portal as well, and we will be making the discussion with them. See, business is something, cheating is something else. So and not responding to that is something else. We're not over here trying to give free money out for everybody, right? We need the listing, we paid for it, so we'll work forward.
And the major takeaway point should be we're trying to protect the community.
Correct.
Because tomorrow, X project is going to come forward, and they're going to be, they're going to be in the same boat as we were a month ago, and they're going to be at, unfortunately, at a loss, or they may be a professional con job is what I would call it, and we want to protect that for other people who who are coming forward with projects. Unfortunately, we've taken a major hit here, as if we were the ones that were hiding something, or it's not true. You can see from the transaction hash that this event occurred, and Binance has been approached .us, and Binance, as we all know, is a big player in the crypto community. You cannot move forward doing business without an association with Binance.
Correct.
You
I
definitely,
think that's
it's definitely one you want to be on board with. So,
I think that's great. And Dean, I had one more, and it's about this before we move on. Is the question is how come Praveen's taking the hit, right? How come Praveen's forking this out and not coming from the Terareum marketing wallet?
See, the thing is, the payment had to go through the EP20 version, not the ERC20. So Praveen made the payment from his portal using the entire thing, because see, it's a business and payments has to be released through multiple vendors at each point, and then it will be gathered together. It's business inside. That's how it works. So Praveen pretty much.
I don't want the investor to take the hit on this, and it came originally from me, and I told Milton it should not affect the marketing wallet. Because those funds are to be used for, listings, development of the business, and this is the loss that, when I've been doing business for almost 25 years. I understand, you have to take a loss somewhere. Everything is not 100%. Out of 9 exchanges, we were able to retrieve the 8 exchanges in a good way, even though we put the listing fees to all of them. And unfortunately, this one didn't work out, and hopefully it will work out in the future. And that's I'm thinking positively.
Yeah, that's why Dr. P, you're still the GOAT, man.
right.
I'm just protecting the investor.
Kindness to the investor is the answer. That's pretty big. And I want to tell you, when I saw that transaction hash, that was one of the things that I thought that's going to clear a lot up, because that in and of itself was also kind of a conspiracy theory that the transaction never even happened, that it was fabricated to try to pump the price, which makes no sense, because the fallout from that was obviously way worse than the excitement that was generated. So I appreciate the fact that you're being transparent, that you release the hash. And just in interest of time, we are about 20 minutes into this. I want to start moving forward because it's been 4 weeks and there's a lot of material.
Dean, if you can post, Dean, one last thing, if you can post that in the feed.
I put the transaction hash in the chat. So
put it in your description box. Put it in your description box so they can copy and paste it into Binance, because it's hard. Sometimes you can't do it in the chat. So
I'll do that at the end of the video. I'll post it in the description of the YouTube video, and then you can take it through. Now, the one thing I will tell you, because I ran into this problem myself last night, so many of us are used to working with ERC20 tokens like Terareum on the Ethereum blockchain. This hash is from the Binance smart chain. So you need to go into BSC scan, not Etherscan, to post this. I posted in the Etherscan. I was like, the hash isn't working. Well, it won't work. It has to go in on the BSC chain.
The Binance side, yeah. It's a Binance smart chain.
So let me pull my screen back up here, and I want to look at the roadmap and ask you some questions about Terrapool, because that seems to be the most pressing thing. All right. So in phase 2 here, we've got Terareum and we've got Terrapool. They look like they're in a race to the finish, but isn't Terrapool actually ahead?
Correct.
What can you tell us about the progress there?
The progress-wise with Terrapool is we're almost reaching the completion stage, and that's why we have the output out already. So if you can just show the pictures out, Dean, that would be great, if you don't mind. So the exchange by itself will cater to listing new tokens and also to new technology, because we're going to add an additional feature on board Terrapool called as Terrastarter. So that would cater to technologies in real world case. So That's basically we are building a gateway bridge combining crypto and the real world use utility technologies, when companies that can have their platform listed onto the to the Ether scan or through the BSC scan using the platform, create their liquidity pool to launch their technology on board.
I was gonna pull. There it is. This is the infographic that you're talking about. Let me pull it to the front here, and you can
go back.
It's going to be much prettier at the end of the day. So we're going to make it even much. Yeah, it's going to be even much. It's going to be much prettier at the end of the day. So it's going to have a lot of banners, a lot of advertisements, and everything on board.
Okay, and the purpose for people who don't understand how these pool platforms work, can you give us a little more background information of what the purpose of the Terrapool will be?
Absolutely. So Terrapool, the platform by itself, will help new tokens to establish their liquidity in their market. So they can list their tokens, they can do pre-sales using our Terrapool platform, and it's going to be a really authentic process which we are going to follow, and we're going to give them a turnkey solution at the end of the day. Meaning, if they have a technology that they want to put into crypto, they can approach us, and we would do the listing process for them. So that's basically it. So, and that is the first step for us to creating more affiliations with more tokens on board, because we are a centralized exchange by itself, and the exchange runs when we have more new tokens listed onto our platform. So Terrapool will be the guiding source in establishing those new connections in crypto, new tokens, new technologies, which we can apply it directly onto the centralized exchange by itself.
All right, and how are we feeling about the timeline for this? Is there going to be a beta version release? It sounds like it's getting pretty close.
It is. We're going to have a fully functioning version within the next couple of weeks. On a timeline frame, I would say that anywhere between 5 to 7 weeks, but can be plus or minus 3 weeks at the end of the day, because we're looking into all the safety aspects of the coding before we can launch it out, because we only do a fully functional portal at the end of the day. We want to present a fully functional portal which has no flaws in it, and that's what we are good at. So
okay, there are some suggestions in the chat coming in, just saying, will there be like a can you switch the look of it from a light to a dark? You know how some platforms allow you to choose your preferences.
Absolutely. So this is going to have a day and night version on board. So you can just click it with with the use of your finger at the end of the day. It's just going to be a button where you can just change the looks of it from black to white, and from vice versa.
Okay.
Are you how are you going to be able to drive the Terra token in with this pool?
So the application of the Terrapool Terra tokens into the platform happens in the later edition, because initially we're going to use the Ethereum chain, because that's a very complicated thing, and that's what the exchange is currently being worked on. So once that has been established, we would apply the same concept to the Terrapool as well. Terrapool was not there in our roadmap, but it just happened a month and a half back, and we have already completed the assignment on it. So it's already there. But the additional features will be added as we progress into the exchange. So,
and you actually mentioned this Terrastarter. People have been calling it Kickstarter on the Twitter platform. To me, that when I think of that, obviously there is a Kickstarter program that helps people get projects launched or fund different projects. What is the intention of that term, and is it related to the pool?
It would have the same skeleton version of what it does with Kickstarter, but on a crypto platform by itself, because crypto is going to be here and it's not going to go anywhere. But people are going to eventually move into crypto, and we will be the initial people who brought this platform into the light using our pool structure.
It's going to be part of the ecosystem.
Yes.
Yeah, and how will that work? If I'm interacting with you on that Terrastarter, what are you going to do for me? How does that work?
Exactly. So that's why the office plays a vital role for us, because we're going to have our employees evaluate projects and make it authentic, give light to authentic projects at the end of the day. Because we are a Launchpad platform, and the same Launchpad platform is going to apply for real life technology as well.
Okay. So I come to you, you're going to help me set my project up and launch me? Is that kind of the...
Yeah, in simple words, yes.
All right, I'll start thinking of my project.
Sure.
The last thing I want to do is become a developer in anything. You guys have a high stress job. It's a lot of work. So, yeah, Ryan's asking if we can hear anything from Dr. Willman and RD, and I do have some questions for RD, but Dr. Willman, Dr. Ramana, anytime you guys want to jump in, please.
Yeah.
So I want to move forward to exchanges. Milton, you said something that the numbers in my head are different. So I know right now there were 8 listings or 7 listings. We just picked up the BitTrue listing. We're waiting on Probit. Did Probit go live?
Not yet. I believe they should make the official listing, which will happen very soon.
Very soon. Yeah.
Okay, so is that 7 out of 8? Is there another listing that we're not?
There's plenty of listings on the way. There's plenty of listings. See, our goal when we initially started the token was to list in all the major exchanges, and it's only been 3 months, and then it's almost 8 exchanges by itself. So it's going to be plenty of exchanges as we progress.
Since actual launch of the token, it's only 8 weeks. So you're averaging 1 a week.
1 a week, yeah. So for transparency, we're listed on starting with Uniswap, as you all know, then CoinTiger, Bitmart, CoinTiger, Bitmart, Mexi, BK, EX, Buybox, XT, BitTrue, and we're waiting on Probit.
Perfect.
Everything is
There's
done now.
plenty of listings as well in the oncoming months.
On the runway, yeah.
Okay. Dr. Ramana, did you have something there?
No, actually, I'm very excited about Singapore Expo, and yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, why don't we jump into that real quick? Let's talk about Singapore Expo. That's not something that I actually had on my list, but let me.
Please, that is a major expo, and Asian market. We are very aggressive on Asian market, so we're looking for this.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about that expo? What are they expecting? How many people? And what kind of relationships are you hoping to build there?
3,000 to 5,000 aspirants will come. Mostly the very potential investors will come to that expo. And our Milton CEO will gonna speak for 30 minutes.
We're going to have a 30-minute live podium over there, and we're going to establish all the output of all the future plans that we have for Terareum. So it should bring in a lot of good affiliations and investors on board. Centralized exchange by itself, we are creating a lot of affiliations because we are looking for a certain amount of liquidity because, as you know, centralized exchange survives on liquidity. We're making massive moves with top tier exchanges to establish the affiliations with them. And those exchanges will be mentioned in our website as well, and the relationship that we correlate with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know that your level of sponsorship there is the highest level you can get. Is it, what kind of advantages does that give you at the expo?
All kind of advantages, Dean. Just getting the name on board. See, we are getting listed into the different exchanges so that more holders can see us, right? So we wanted to make a point in the expo because we have certain amount of presentations ready as well for the expo, just to put forth into new holders, new investors, new companies, new affiliations and things. So the Expo is going to be a very big name changer and a game changer for us, because it's going to give us the exposure that we require in the Asian market by itself, because population wise, the Asian market plays a very vital role in crypto as well. So covering that genre before we list the exchange should give us the the momentum that we are seeking.
And the dates for that crypto expo in Singapore were modified here recently?
It is from 22nd June to 23rd. And
just by a day. Okay.
Because we wanted to discuss more about Terareum to the platform over there. And that was one of the reasons for us to become a Titanium sponsor, because we get a 30-minute window to establish the business out.
Yes.
And, so that was one of the key factors for us to become a Titanium sponsor.
So have you started working on your speech for that 30-minute presentation? Is it? This
We
needs
are
to
always
be top notch, Milton. We're going to hold you to a high standard.
Absolutely. I'm not going to let you guys down.
And as a press release, we did make a press release to gain traction in the United States, and it was posted on Bloomberg, NASDAQ, MarketWatch, and other major
7
business channels. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in RD Price's feed. If people want to see those, there were like 7 different articles, or it was published in 7 different places. And I mean, it looked like, I was thinking, it looks like we're starting to fire up use of that marketing wallet. So people are excited to see some marketing.
And we will be doing the same for all the regions as well, Dean. We're going to look into the Indian market as well right now. Even though the tax laws are pretty high, the market is still here, up and running, providing very good, foundation to many cryptos by itself. So.
Okay, I will say I'm seeing lots of people still. There's questions coming up about Binance. So if you didn't join us right at the beginning, for about the first 20 minutes, we discussed that issue. There was an official release from the team on it. Dr. Praveen's transaction hash. So let's not fill the chat up with that. Just go back in and review it. It's all there. It was covered at the beginning. So
great news. Sorry to disturb, Dean. And other great news. We're going to have the office completed in the next 7 to 10 days, and the hiring spree is going to start right now. And it's it's going to be good individuals working with us at the end of the day. That is one of the the prototype. I mean, the architect version of it. We will post the actual platform once we are up and ready to go. But that's how the building looks. I'm sitting here, so.
Oh, you're in the building right now.
I am. The work just got completed 1 hour back, so I just thought might as well finish up the call here. So.
I've got we're adding some walls, and it looks like it's still pretty rough, but it'll actually be completed, you think, in the next
10 days. Yeah, I'm here from 9 to 10 every day, so things will be done.
Are you occupying the entire building?
Absolutely. Yes, because see, we're going to house our servers over here. Security plays a vital role. So.
Okay. And have you started the process of looking for employees for the project?
It has already started, but the entire interview basis will only happen after the 10 days once the platform has been completed, because we cannot take interviews here till it's completed. So.
Yeah. So how many people are currently already working with the project approximately? You've got to have some people doing work and coding on the exchange platform and Terrapool.
Absolutely. So we have almost 8 to 12 developers sitting down for our platform by itself, and we have a big 24-member team which manages the other aspects of the other requirements of the exchange, because we are establishing communication with all the top tier exchanges, because that's how the exchange works. Because you need to gather liquidity for all the tokens that you list, and Binance, KuCoin, Huboy all offers that provides that service. So we are trying to establish that communication with them, and I cannot say anything completely because until the papers have been signed. But
Okay. Do you know the
No,
approximate square footage of your building there? It looks like a pretty nice space.
yeah. You mean you want the square? What is the total?
How big is this building?
Almost closing 5,500 square feet. So overall space. So
Okay.
free flow.
All right. Very good. So, licensing.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I mean, the United States licensing was done early on. You had the LLC formed in Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
I know between this time and last time, you've completed some licensure in India.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about that and the progress on Dubai?
So Dubai is progressing very well. We're also moving to the Singapore market right now. We're processing the Singapore license as well, along with the Dubai. Just a moment. Yeah. So can you hear the plane sound? So yeah. So we're progressing with the Singapore licensing as well. Just to have it in hand, just in case if we can make a gateway into that once the exchange has launched. And we would be looking into all the crypto-friendly regions and processing the licensing aspects of it, because the trademarks has been completed on all the international sections. So we're just moving on to the licensing aspects and get it done and move on. Yes.
Once the Dubai license is complete, are you going to have satellite offices? Is that really even necessary?
Dubai offers a very low tax slab at the end of the day. That's why you see right now Xerex, big entities leaving India, but they are established businesses at the end of the day, and they work for a different tax slab. Because they are on a much higher tax slab than what we will be initially during the launch. So we are on a safe zone over here, specifically with that case. So we will be maintaining a Dubai entity as well. Our office will be in Dubai. It will be in Singapore. It will be in US and in India. But the entire core structure will be operated from here, because the running cost is less over here. So why pay more when you can pay less?
All right. Let's see here. The big ticket item for me, the exchange. Last time we checked in, or last time I heard a number on completion, it was 43%. That goes back quite a ways. What can you tell us about the work that's going on with the Terra Exchange.io?
So the exchange, we are closing on a very higher number right now. See, from 50 to 70, you go pretty fast, because you have to establish the liquidity zone. Once that is established, we go to a higher zone very fast, and then you have to look into the aspect of the entire order book functioning of the exchange by itself. So that only happens after we establish a certain affiliations. So once that is done, we would be reaching a much closer number right now, because it's still undefined, because due to the affiliation parts take time. So we're just working on that aspect right now, just to push it to the next phase. And we would have a prototype, what we did for the Terrapool by itself, the running structure, within the next month or so. We would be presenting it out, and she's going to look much sophisticated than Terrapool by itself, because it's the goods that you see in all the exchanges, crypto.com, Coinbase, all the good functions that you see on board, we're going to have it on applied to our platform by itself. And Terrapool will be a good example on how our development team functions, specifically with the technology, because it's going to give you the first look on how the technology, how the UX works, how fluid is our platform, everything you would get to know once the Terrapool is on, which would be available in the next couple of weeks' time. So that would be a good introduction that you can see for the exchange by itself.
It'll be slightly advanced than FTX and Kraken.
That's all.
Say that one more time, Dr. Praveen.
It'll be a little more advanced than FTX and Kraken.
Well, that would be awesome because those I actually never got my Kraken even up and working because it was a little frustrating for me. But yeah, we want to obviously. I think people are excited to see the project, but more importantly, when we launch the project, when you launch the project, we want it to work right. We want it to be fully functional and smooth because those kind of growing pains are hard for people to take if they, if the product isn't ready, that can be hard on the community. It can be hard on the project.
Correct. Dean, our name is on the line at the end of the day. So we're not going to let it down for any purpose. So we're not going to give a non-functioning platform just for the sake of it. We are a business at the end of the day, and we need a functioning platform, right, in order to function. So it's going to be a fully functional platform at the end of the day.
You got 500 people in this stream right now that are all happy to be beta testers. I'm seeing quite a few people saying they'd love to see some beta testing opportunities. So maybe you can do a lottery and let some of us have our hands on it when it's ready to go before you get ready for the market.
Once again, it's a lot of intellectual property inside, coding happening inside. So we need to maintain a high secure zone until the launch is completed. She's going to be functioning just fine and much better at the end of the day because there's going to be multiple channels going to be linked to our Terrapool, like I notified Terrastarter, much higher things just on the Terrapool platform by itself. Exchange by itself is a different entity, but you get the first look of it and how she functions.
So how are you gonna? So like, why would people come to Terrapool and not like stick with Poolo or Pink Sail? Like, what's going to separate you guys from these other platforms that have already, have this launch pad and have been successful?
There's no specific answer for that, Austin. At the end of the day, why should somebody listen to us? Why should somebody listen to anybody? So better functionality, better resources, better connections at the end of the day, right? That's how our platform works. We're not different from anybody else. We're just a much better operating system. Why should you choose? There are users for Android, there are users for iOS. There is different aspects when it comes to that. So you provide a better functioning platform, people are going to use it no matter what.
And so
also, Austin, also in association with Kickstarter or Terrastarter, I think that also may be an asset for connection to using our Terrapool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the Terrastarter. That was sort of some new news out there that I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool.
It's not on our roadmap.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's great. And that was the next question. Is obviously going to be driven right now until we get the Terra-chain out. This is going to be driven through Ethereum, right? It's going to be Ethereum based. Is that how it's going to roll?
Correct, because the blockchain, people say the word blockchain so easily in crypto. That is the most funniest part because it takes a lot of manpower and a lot of effort to put that through, because you can simply say blockchain but then not deliver on it. We know what a blockchain is. We are setting up the core foundations which is required for a blockchain. Again, you can only do it on a step-by-step basis when you go community-driven, or you have to go on a private platform, get the funding required for it, and launch a big platform after that. But we are a community-driven platform. Everything has to go through a step-by-step basis. So the foundation for it will be the exchange, and then we would progress it through the next phase, which will be the Terra-chain.
Yeah, no,
I've been watching.
Blockchain is sorry, Praveen.
Sorry, Austin. But I've been watching a lot of videos of Vitalik Buterin back in 2017, 2016, when he was at the podium, and trying to explain the concept, like we are right now, of how Ethereum is going to be the new kid on the block and who's going to displace other blockchains and become a base layer. And basically, that's what Milton is trying to express at this point. I mean, of course, they're going to be third guessers, second guessers, but we have a roadmap. And along the roadmap, they're going to be a little, what you call forks here and there, but we're going to try to stick to the roadmap as much as we can. And we see good, viable projects, we will take them on.
Yeah, and I think that Terra, I think a blockchain just in general is just a buzz marketing word that a lot of tokens use.
Yeah.
Actually don't deliver. But you guys are still on pace for the Q2 of 2023 for the Terra-chain. Is that still in the works, you think?
Correct. We are adding more technology onto our belt at the end of the day, right, Austin and Dean? So we just want more technology to be affiliated with Terareum. And we're not going to go for multiple tokens. We're just going to have our Terra as the main token for all the platforms that we do. So the end goal is to work towards that blockchain and have Terra as our native token onto the platform where, people start trading with Terra. That is our key goal.
And so how do you guys are now with the Terra-chain coming up here, or not Terra-chain, sorry, the Terrapool being, close, it's close to being actually being out there to be used. How are you guys going to vet new projects coming in that, can be detrimental to here, right? Creating honeypots or creating, rug pulls. How have you guys created a vetting process for that?
Yes, the thing is, you need to understand this fact that you need to consider Terrapool just like, how Etherscan, how Uniswap is. Uniswap does not have any vetting process. You just go load your Solidity and add the funds, you can launch a token. We're going to give it a much refined version of it. We're going to do the entire vetting of it. But at the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do with the process because we are a launch pad at the end of the day. And who approach us, we will have the entire KYC is done for them, and we will launch the platform. But we don't maintain any outside affiliations with them. We're just a platform that offers services. So I just want to make that thing very, very clear because what they do with their token is their plight. We just do the listing of them. We just provide the liquidity that they require. We just provide a foundation for them to gather the liquidity. That's all we do. We don't maintain any affiliations with them until the exchange comes through. So.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. No, that's good. That's good clarity right there. I think people need to
I
hear
think
that.
the KYC part of that is really important. At least verify, who we're working with, because I think a lot of these issues that we're seeing in the crypto space with honeypots and scams are the same developers over and over and over perpetrating the same. So at least you would know if somebody sends a project south or does a rug pull, okay, that person, if we know who it was, A, it could be reported, and B, we're not working with that platform again. Those people are off,
Correct. See, our goal is to make crypto safe for everybody. That is our key goal. And we would maintain that high regards for safety and security at the end of the day. So, because anytime anything happens, even though we are not affiliated, our name is on the line. So we would maintain a high level of security and KYC standards specifically for our pool platform, because we will be maintaining a high regard. We will be maintaining a high source of KYC for our exchange by itself. It's just going to be another part that we do, because as you know, when you get into Coinbase or when you get into any exchanges, you have to go through a KYC process. The same applies for our centralized exchange. We're just going to apply the same principles for the Terrapool as well, for new exchanges or new tokens that is getting listed. So it's the same thing for us.
There may also be another, along with the KYC, we're also looking into AML, anti-money laundering, features. So
there's a lot of things happening here.
Just for the safety space. Yeah, just for the safety of the space.
No, that's good. That's good to hear. That anti-money laundering thing. There's some people getting sued over that right now, I think, and it's crazy what's out there. I can't believe it. So
regulation is coming. So doing everything above board, doing everything the right way. There's going to be, I think we're going to start seeing the law crack down on people who are bad actors in the space. So now I do want, Marcus, I want you to know I've got your question starred. It's a great question. Thanks for the super chat. We will be taking your question. Anybody else who has questions, I am starting to build them up in a queue right now. I do have one more question I want to direct towards RD, and then anything the team wants to bring up before I move into the chat questions. So start posting your questions. I'm going to start monitoring it closer. But RD, what can you tell us about the marketing effort that's going on right now? I saw a new influencer added the team. You're muted.
RD, you're muted.
Audio muted. RD, you muted. I think something wrong.
1 second. We may have to have a lip reader. Austin?
Yeah,
I'm pretty good at it. What do you got? I'm just kidding.
RD will you can just interpret what he's saying for us.
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't put I had the wrong microphone hooked to it. So, Alvin has been in the group, and it was a new Twitter handle for him. So I was trying to get him some notification there, but he's been with us since the beginning. Hard worker, getting around, getting information out, and that's what it's really about, is just trying to get the information out. But I do want to address, I see a lot of questions, and a lot of people, especially in Telegram, talking about marketing. We are a community driven platform, so the community. That's what you do with a token. You hope that give them the information, they help spread it, because then their followers and more people get the information. But also, to the point that we've just spent time on, you don't go out and spend millions of dollars on marketing when you don't have the utility out there yet. You have to ramp up. You want to get out and to remember all of these exchanges. There's a lot of liquidity goes in. This is huge marketing. The millions and millions of users on all these platforms see Terra. They see Terareum. They learn about it. And that's a big marketing. That's a lot of money to put the liquidity in there and to get it going. And as we progress, as Terrapool gets closer, more and more marketing outlets, you'll see them come into play, because you can't, it's like if you go out and market a restaurant and people can't come and use it, they can't come and eat, you've kind of wasted your money. So at this point, and that's what I try to get out to people is, look, we're doing it. We're getting a little better with, you've seen the videos and the content. We're just, slowly just ramping that up. And trying to get into other areas, other like Twitter circles, different projects that are out there. And that's the focus. It's just like anything. It's like Milton said, the very first time we came on an AMA, it's hurry up and wait. We hurried up, we get on the platforms, we get on, and then there's a little waiting. But right now, as we get closer to Terrapool, that will start ramping up. As soon as, as soon as Milton and Dr. Praveen, and especially, Dr. Ramana is always on my ear. As soon as he says, it's go time, it's go time from a marketing standpoint. Then we go, here you go. Let's go out there and blast it. And people can turn around and, within days, will be able to go and use Terrapool. So I just wanted to address that, because it seems like, a lot of people in Telegram talk about the marketing, we need to do this, we need to do that. And, you don't want to waste money doing something that is not going to benefit the project. This is, and it's timing. Everything in marketing is timing. So we're just at that point, and we're doing well. I think we're doing really well. I mean, 9,000 holders on Uniswap. I wish I could count how many are in the exchanges.
Yeah.
I look at the volume and I think in each exchange, and I go and look at them and I think, wow, there have to be tens of thousands, each exchange. And then, you couldn't tell. I would have to assume that between 8 exchanges, if you just took 3,000, 5,000, just say 3,000, that's 21,000 more holders, So that's another thing. People, it's a really big picture. And I'm always working. Everybody's always working and planning in the background for that day when we have to start moving forward. So
RD, do you want to take this tough question here?
I am. Oh yes, this background is provided by StreamYard, and I can take it off. I'm under construction over here, so I'll just show you. I'm in a corner here.
No,
Oh, look, I'm in a corner, so I like the because everything is the whole house is under construction. So I'm redoing the office. I just moved in, so I use the background there.
Yeah, his house is a.
Yeah, I actually the marketing guy that Alvin that I told you about, his primary business is remodeling and construction. I have him here for a week with me, and so he's here helping me do things, and I'm keeping him busy. He's about work to death, man.
all right.
But anyway, that's why it is. That's what the background is.
That's great. I do have quite a few serious questions that I want to start bringing in, and there are some really good questions, you guys. I appreciate that. So let's start with Marcus. So the question is, will we be able to do more frequent updates? It was about 4 weeks between the last two AMAs, and I think in some cases, especially where in crypto things are so volatile, people were feeling like they wanted more frequent updates. Is it possible to do a more frequent update?
Sure, guys. We had something planned for 2 weeks back, but unfortunately, I had a personal loss in the family, so I was not able to do that, and so that's the reason we pushed it to this time.
Okay, so going forward, you could see this coming on a bi-weekly basis or so?
We would like to give as many updates as possible, as and when necessary, when the platform is ready to be presented, because the exchange listings are happening. Any big exchange listings that happen, we can go for the AMAs in the future. Yes.
Okay, this question I really liked. So whenever you guys talk about utility, you talk about the Terrapool, you talk about the Terrastarter. In my mind, I'm always asking the question, as an investor, how does this help me? And I think this is what this question is getting to. So if a person's using Terrapool, are they required to hold Terareum? What kind of utility does that provide to the investors?
Not currently, Dean, because we are working on that aspect to have Terra as the native token for all the platforms that we launch. But sooner it will be, because it takes a lot of different aspects to be considered in order to do that. So because all these things happen in the blockchain, and everything gets an ether scan developed to each transaction that you do. So that happens only when the blockchain is up and running. So hopefully everybody understands, because you need to keep a track of what Terra is being spent and what Terra is being used. And that has to be created in the blockchain. Just the token by itself, you cannot create an order book based on that, and a public blockchain receipt based on that. So.
Okay. Thank you for taking that question. I don't know how Teddy's toe rings made the list there. Sorry about that. So this question I think is a good one too, about the Terareum exchange. What kind of security will there be for investors? We have seen in cases past Bitmart hacked, different exchanges, and people losing money. That I don't think the Bitmart one with Saitama and several other coins was ever resolved. I haven't ever seen where they've re-injected the liquidity that was taken. What kind of security will there be for investors with Terra or Terareum?
See, security aspect, since we would be using the liquidity from certain top tier exchanges, which are very well the top pioneers in crypto, we would be in direct affiliations with them with the liquidity aspect. So we would have to follow the same level of security protocol that they follow. That's when they would lend us the liquidity. So you would see a high security level that Binance offers or KuCoin offers on board on our platform as well, because we would be borrowing the liquidity from them initially. So to have the platform fully functional. So the security would match what you see on the top tier exchanges. And until the entire liquidity has been gained from our side, that's when we would go, that's when we would use our exchange liquidity for more movement of the volume of the exchange. Hopefully that is clear.
I think they're talking about the insurance part.
Insurance part, every lending platform generally has a high insurance that we have to abide by. So there will be high insurances, which is being adapted by us in this centralized exchange by itself.
Okay.
Because these are basically the things to do first before we do the exchange by itself. So these are the things to follow, the basic steps for us. So everything has to be followed.
All right. Question here from Fahad. Will Terra platform offer options for passive income to attract more investors? So I think that's a staking related question.
Mm-hmm. We would have staking feature in our exchange by itself, but the pool platform is a launchpad facility that we are catering to new tokens to be listed.
So staking, yeah, definitely available. Same person. I thought this is a lot of people are wondering about BSC crossovers. Some tokens now are actually running two separate tokens that almost look like one, but you can buy it on either platform.
Yeah, we're going to have our own blockchain, right? So it's only a matter of time.
Okay.
So why do you need BSC?
There are some questions that kind of dovetail together. So I'll show one and then the other one. I think these are related. So Dr. Pena is asking if there's specific targeted plans to increase holder count. I think a lot of people are excited about seeing that 10,000 on the Etherscan for the one quad burn. And Jeremy Nugent also, he actually grabbed two, but I think this is a similar. Are we able to do a reflection boost for hitting achievements and milestones?
We can do that because we are not pronounced. We can have as much as facilitation done to the token as and when necessary, but that has to go through an entire meeting process with our advisors and with our team and with our analysts who are our developers and everybody on board to see the outcome on what it can do. So that is a good option, but we can look forward to it.
That would be I like the reflections. That's kind of my whole thing. So if we can get a boost without increasing the tax, that'd be cool. I'm down for that. Let's see. I'm going to go back into the comments or Austin, have you seen any questions that you want to bring forward?
Yeah, I got a couple. The first one is when is the CMC alert going to be removed? There's that alert up there saying, the taxes and there's a big red flag. So it's like, when is that eventually going to get off?
When we pay them for their advertising, Austin, to be on full transparency.
So that's all that's about. It's basically
how many tokens are there, Dean, in the market which has the same feature that we hold and not have that tag on them? Because
Gotcha. So it's about the marketing piece. Okay, that makes sense. And then the next one, this one gentleman in here, he keeps asking about what about the Indian tax and the crypto regulation? How's that going for you guys right now? And is there any way you can elaborate in there? They're talking about how are you going to get over the WASRACs and things like that since they are such a big exchange over there.
So the major factor that people don't there's a small misconception is we are a centralized exchange, right? We are the middlemen here. We just collect the tax and we just pay the tax. Our tokens value increase when more number of holders get into our exchange. Tax by itself will be applied at different regions. That is not going to affect us because we are the people who just are the middlemen transferring tokens from here to another place. So we are not using our tokens to spend anything. So, it's an individual aspect that gets applied because you individually get taxed, not the exchange, because you make a transaction with your funds. The as much as transaction that you do, you have to pay the funds, you have to pay the taxes on it. You pay in India, it's 30%. You pay in US, it's 20%. You pay in Dubai, it's 5%. Singapore, it's 18%. It differs. It's individual thing that they have to pay. So it has no implications on our exchange. Our exchange would function even with a 50% tax. The token value is going to grow because more volume comes in.
Yeah. No, and the last question I have, and this was asked earlier, I got a text from someone. Is there a way for the community to vote on not going through with the burn and using that burn towards marketing or getting on other exchanges, or is that burn going to go through at 10,000 holders regardless?
Austin, we're going to have the burn because we have not touched the marketing wallet yet. Not a single token has been sold from it yet. It is only kept for use on emergency basis, like we notified before. We have kept up our word all this time, and we continue to do so because we are trying to find other sources of liquidity from our exchange, from our Terrapool platform to keep the notion running. Why should we go sell the tokens and reduce the value of the token more? We have not touched it yet. So it's been over 8 weeks after the launch. We have not even taken a single penny out from it on a token basis.
I think what they were asking is really because when you burn it, right, you're burning X amount of dollars when you burn these tokens away, and they're saying, hey, could we just like use that money towards marketing? But I don't think that's how it works. So
no.
Well, to work that, you would have to sell the tokens, so the money would come out of the project. But I thought the same thing, like even a gesture of goodwill. What if we took a portion of that and donated it to some type of a charity, even if it was a nominal amount? But maybe there's another way to get there with charitable giving as a community.
We can have a couple of drives where we don't take any funds from the platform by itself, where all our holders can donate individually from their aspect and not bring the prices down at any point, whereas donate as much as goodwill as they want, and we can make that into a donation charity platform.
And we have been doing that, but not with Milton knows, and Ramna knows. He's supported a lot of education and medical education. Ramna has
individually.
Donated to an orphan institute. So a lot of stuff in the background is being done on a charity donation basis, but we just don't talk about it as much.
Sorry, Austin, we're not chillers. we don't need recognition for everything that we do. We just do it the way it is. We let the technology speak for itself.
Yeah. So no, that's what it is.
Oh, there's two questions that I think kind of go together. They could be RD, but this one of them definitely directed at Dr. Willman. So the first is any plans for marketing in Spanish, and the other one is this one. Any update on El Salvador or Latin American countries in terms of crypto?
Are you coming to me first?
I think either way. It could be Dr. Willman or...
I think his screen is...
Yeah, in El Salvador, I started some contact. We talked already with some people, but I think we will wait to have a functional platform. And then they wanted to see something working before moving forward with more connections and more information. So once we have a functional platform, then we will go more aggressive towards the market.
That makes sense. RD in the Telegram, is there a Spanish channel? What can we do to get multicultural marketing moving?
I just recently started. I sent some messages to Dr. Romana, and one of the things I want to do is try to find some of these. I want to vet them, of course, some mods that we could get into these communities, because that's the important thing. I want to make sure that they're safe, and it is one thing we are definitely looking into. Since we started, every community comes in, and even Dr. Praveen, you get little, forks and everything, but at some point it's the base, I was brought in to really address the U.S. English speaking market primarily, but I really do want to get into these other language speaking. Like I'm actually talking to someone who's Russian right now, and it's just vetting people as we go along. And it's a meeting I want to have here in the near future. A little patience is required. That's all. You can't just jump in without knowing that you have the security features there. I don't want people getting scammed in Telegram, so we have to just take that one step at a time. And we will get there. And that's about where we are on it, but we are moving forward on it. Obviously, we definitely want to do that.
Step by step.
Yeah, just a little patience, and we will get there.
We are just 2 months old, right? See, Milton is very busy with technology and this construction work. He's only the person taking care of it. Okay. In Telegram, right? People are asking about conduct some VCs, voice charts, and all. Yeah, we'll plan according to that, and we'll close contact with investors soon. We are planning. We'll be in touch with those investors, but the business should be, there is ups and downs, right? It shouldn't be like vertical direction all the time. It's not good for anything, and there is ups and downs. But patient, investors should have some patience.
Yes.
And we have a marketing plan. Yeah. Singapore Expo is there. Yes.
Moreover, everybody is on a very high work schedule over here, guys. Me specifically, Dr. Praveen, Wilman, Dr. Ramana, RD never sleeps.
It's like that.
That's
a
the
lot
truth.
of things on board. A lot of personal things also happen. We are individuals as well, right? A lot of personal things happen as well as in our life. So we have to cater for all the needs that we have to do so. And we will be conducting more AMAs in the future right now, just so that, everybody gets a good hold of it. Unfortunately, my dad passed away on the 10th. So I had to go through the entire process. So the business started running on the 13th by itself. So, it's back up and doing the things required from the 13th. So, things take time, and we have to do a couple of things, right? So
we're sorry for your loss there. I'm sure that was very difficult for your family. And I noticed earlier in the chat when you first mentioned it, lots of support there for you. People have you in their prayers, and we appreciate that you're focused and trying to move the project forward in spite of the fact that you're dealing with that. That's
what they want at the end of the day, and that's what we are doing. So we were trying to maintain more AMAs in the future, and we will do our best at the end of the day. The pool platform looks very majestic, and she looks very good, and she's going to function absolutely well at the end of the day. So, things are going to work out well. So, yeah.
We have some people asking Dojo Swap. That's come up several times. Any plans for adding to more DeFi swaps?
We can look into that aspect, Dean. We're just trying to get listed into more exchanges as possible, and we've been doing our best with all the resources that we can. And we have already given KYC details to 7 more exchanges. They just have to get back to us. So
wow,
we're just going to list more exchanges at the end of the day. So
I'm going to give Big A Armory a nod here because he's been with me from the very beginning. His last comment was a mute button for wives. I did not put that up, but I think this one is probably true. RD sleeps standing up like a horse. No matter what time of day I check Twitter, RD is there. I don't know if that's healthy. I still am a little concerned. Like you got to block out some time, RD.
I sleep like a cat, man. I mean, I had someone from the marketing group call me at 5 o'clock in the morning, to say, hey, this, and that's when I talk to everybody over there between like 2 to 5 or 6. I take a nap. I talk to them from like 8 to noon, and then it's okay as long as I feel rested. And if I need rest, I'll take 6-hour nap. So, but seldom.
People need to remember too. I mean, even in these chats, sometimes we see it. The we're spanning the entire globe with the team here. So in India right now, you guys are pushing up on midnight or beyond. We've got from west to east coast in the United States, and there's people watching over in Australia and all over the place right now. So, we appreciate that this effort is actually pretty difficult to coordinate when you're looking at marketing with RD and him communicating with the team. It's a challenge. So thanks for all the hard work everybody's doing there.
As I do want to appreciate the community's support, as well as all the YouTube anchors who go above and beyond to keep the transparency and keep the facts real. It's very supportive of us.
Yeah,
and
there's
just
a big community behind you guys, dude. A lot of community, a lot of people. I mean, just on Twitter. I mean, as much as there is a lot of smoke with everything going on, there's still a large amount of people that believe in the project and believe in the team. And at the end of the day, here, I think that we're going to walk away from here, and everyone's going to make their own decision on what's best and what they want to do, and that's all we can do. So,
right.
Well,
right.
And I think going forward from here, the main thing, in my opinion, that the best thing that you as a team can do is just deliver. That a lot of projects talk about what they're going to do. I've been following some projects all the way back from September that we're going to launch a project, a game in December, and it's not there. And this is not specific to any community. There's actually many, many projects. They make these big promises, they give their own deadlines, and then the delivery doesn't happen. So, there was a wobble here. You guys have addressed it today. But really, to gain confidence, to instill confidence in me as an investor, and I think in the community at large, when just deliver on these promises, be consistent, bring great products, and it'll you'll restore that confidence in everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a couple of rumors that Terrapool.io domain is still not bought. It's actually bought. We have multiple domains: Terrapool.app, Terrapool.io. We have all the domains with us. This just people who make negative comments on the post are the people who are not invested into the project. So just keep that in mind when you hear people say things which are not true. So that is all.
And did you guys what's the word on the street that you guys might have partnered with Pulo.io to do this pool or anything like that, or is this all created in-house?
No. We did it in-house. So a couple of inspirations from good launch pads. That's how you can make the best of the best, right? You need to take the best from what all you see. That we did the same thing with our exchange by itself. Take the best utility that we find, the best functionality that we find, the best security that we can find, the 2-factor verification, 3-factor verification, all the good things applied into one boat and make it function as seamlessly as possible is the key goal. So at the end of the day.
No, that's awesome.
So we are pushing on to 1:20. I usually try to keep these to an hour because I find that people don't review the content after a certain point in the stream. We start, especially in the reviews, but I want to let you guys close out. Any final comments that you have? Austin, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll move the development team and close it out.
No, I just, like I said, I've been waiting for this AMA. I was really excited about the AMA, getting in front of the team again, hearing what you guys have. Really excited for this pool to come out. This whole Kickstarter thing is, that's new. I mean, that sort of just came out here. And, there's a lot of people with ideas out there. And I think it's awesome that there's a platform where, their ideas can come to fruition. And so it's cool that we're, Terra's, venturing into that kind of stuff. Because, again, I think this space needs that, needs support, needs security. And yeah, I'm just happy that we're here. We squashed everything. We moved on. We're moving on, and I'm just ready for this thing to do its thing. So
Yeah. Dev
And
team.
we're going to see a lot of new things happen from the month of May because additional team members are going to be added into our platform, and we're going to grow ourselves into a big 80, 85 member team. And the results that we get from that is going to be amazing at the end of the day. So it's just only a point a few weeks from now on that things starts to change for Terra, and we're going to be back in the leaderboard very soon.
yeah, I'm excited.
There's somebody, Dr. Ramana just saw the comment that somebody wants him to crack a big smile. So there he was. You got to know, it's like they're been up for like 16 hours at this point. They're probably about over this. So any other closing comments from the developers?
Thank you so much through all this thick and thin, through all this information that was passed. The community has really supported us through all these times, and we would like to see more support specifically in Twitter, just more shares and more likes. And that's how we reach out, right? We are a community driven platform at the end of the day. So the more retweets we do, the less marketing we can spend. So we can spend it more on technology. So just have more retweets done, more, just share much information about Terra as possible. Everybody is doing it, but let us do a little bit more. That should be something.
There are some people creating some amazing content on Twitter right now. This post up right here, Samax777. Amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to point that out and thank you. He's pushing me. He's making me stay up an extra hour and a half, 2 hours a day. I'm missing my nap. Samax post, I mean, it's like grinding. I'm like, what am I going to do? Yeah, so there are a lot of people, Beck Crypto Savage, Audie. There are a lot of people in Telegram. I'd like to, so thank you very much.
Get involved in the Telegram, guys. Jump out there. Make sure you're following RD. Follow these great content creators over on Twitter. It's so easy to hit the retweet button, and it really expands the number of people that get to see the message. And so thank you, RD, for what you're doing. Thank you, development team, for all that you're doing. Everybody who participated today, thank you for coming out. We had over 500 people in this live stream, which is awesome. Those of you who participated with super chats supporting the channel, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Your questions were great, guys. Next time we won't have as much to catch up on, and maybe we can focus on more of the community questions. So I think it's been a really productive time. I will post the transaction hash in the YouTube description for this video immediately after the stream for people that want to go out and do their own research on that. But thank you for providing that, Dr. Praveen. That closed a lot of questions out for people that were, some of the conspiracy theories are just over and squashed. And I'm with Austin. I've been ready to move forward for many weeks, but to me, this puts a pin in this for now. Of course, Milton, if you get additional information, the community would love to hear about it, but I'm ready to focus on the future of the project and these new launches and turn the attention to where we can really build the community and get the investment moving in a positive direction for those of us who are hoping that this will be a great part of our retirement plan.
I have two final comments, Dean, if that's okay.
Sure.
I want to give my deepest condolences to Milton for his loss of his father just recently. So it was a rough couple of weeks that everybody been through, and especially him. And he's back on target again. So, and also supporting the people of Ukraine. That is my ending comment.
Yeah. Prayers for them. That situation is very ugly and seems there's no reason. It just, hopefully they'll resolve that. And, this was the aspect that I love about cryptocurrency, really, is it is a decentralized space. Look at what's happening here right now. We have people from India. We have people in the United States. We have people in Australia, and we can associate with people with common values and close the space. We can make the world smaller
Hello?
and disrupt the conflict that sometimes happen in centralized systems like the governments. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down for now, and
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
hopefully have you guys back on
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.